Everyone, I am First Alert meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Thank you for joining us tonight on First Alert Weather Extra. I'm filling in for Chief Meteorologist Wes Wyatt. This is our all-streaming weather show that airs every Monday through Friday from 6:30 to 7, exclusively on our streaming platform. So wherever you are checking in with us this evening, I imagine that if you're here in Central Alabama, you're likely breaking a sweat. We have 2 days left of summer. We're a little over 48 hours out now from the autumnal equinox that occurs on Thursday evening, and we are waiting with bated breath to see if we can get another cold front in here. In the meantime, let's check on those current conditions. One thing you will notice is that the sun has been setting a little earlier, which honestly, I know Jill and I have just been talking, not too pleased about that, but I guess if we're going to get some cool sunset photos out of it just in time for Weather Extra, then fine, we'll deal with it. So you can see that sun setting on our First Alert Sky Vision from Brookwood Baptist Medical Center in Birmingham. Checking in right now, still almost at 7 o'clock, and we're still in the 90s, and those dew points have been in the upper 60s, low 70s today, which tells us it's feeling a little uncomfy outside, but a beautiful night ahead. We've got mostly clear skies. Now, we have seen a few clouds around today, and some of those clouds, especially in East Alabama, have managed to squeeze out a few thunderstorms. So let's zoom in here to our southeast counties. You can see this one thunder shower that has been moving through Coosa and Tallapoosa County. Lots of lightning on it. Our lightning counter here is actually picking up on almost 100 strikes with this one storm that is moving through two of our southeast counties. So this is just now pushing to the south of Highway 280, moving through Equality right now, Cherokee Bluffs. If you have any friends or family, or if you too live south of this area, just be mindful that, see that little snake-like feature there that almost looks like a little green snake out ahead of the storm? That's called an outflow boundary. And when you see these on radar, that typically means that you're going to see development downwind of where the storm is. What happens is you have this cooler air that descends outside of a storm, and it moves out ahead of the storm, runs into some warmer air. Colder air, little physics 101 for you, is more dense than warm air, so that's going to push that warm air up, and eventually that warm air can cool and form more storms. So that's the science behind that little snake, the outflow boundary you see on radar. And we are also tracking farther to the south of that. One little thunder shower closer to Hardaway and Downs. This is outside of our area, but again, if you have any friends or family who live over in East Alabama, they'll be seeing these around over the next hours. These push towards I-85, but otherwise the rest of us going to be staying dry for tonight. Temperatures right now, as we said, could be better. Certainly 2 days out from fall. We would love to maybe not see 90s on the map, but we know how it works here in Central Alabama. Checking in at 81 in Ashland, and hey, that thunderstorm that we were just tracking has knocked down the temperature to 73 in Alexander City. So if you're in Tallapoosa County, I know you've had some thunder and lightning and some heavy rain to deal with, but you're like, all right, at least it cooled us off. Not the case though over in West Alabama. That has been dry for today. 90 in Tuscaloosa, 91 in Fayette, 90 in Vernon, and 93 in Utah. So we talk here a lot, especially in the summertime, about dew points, because that really helps us to showcase what the weather story is. Why does it feel so gross outside? Well, because it's muggy and humid, and when we see dew points in the upper 60s, low 70s, that is a very classic summertime air mass, showing us there's a lot of moisture in the air, and so that's what makes it feel, well, quite frankly, a little crummy outside. So as we look at those feels like temperatures, even this evening, feels like 104 in Utah, feels like 97 in Birmingham, 98 in Haleyville, and 99 in Hamilton. But certainly the benefits of where a few showers have come through East Alabama, it makes it not to feel too terrible outside. So as we look ahead to tomorrow, just a brief little peek. We'll be starting off tomorrow morning mild with some sunshine. And then as we get into the afternoon, I know some of us managed to see a stray shower today. I still think rain chances are going to be pretty low tomorrow. So we'll keep them at 10% or less. Again, maybe a stray shower, but most of us are just going to be dealing with that heat really cranking up. So you see mid 90s there in the forecast, but we know all too well that with the humidity, it's likely going to be feeling a lot hotter than that. So brace yourselves. I know if you're a Game of Thrones fan, like Jill and I are, you would say winter is coming. Brace yourselves. We want to say fall is coming, right? No, brace yourself. Summer is back and it's not leaving just yet. But coming up, we are going to give you an idea of when fall will be here just around the corner. So we'll be doing that countdown with Nikki Ferguson. Of course, there is a lot going on in the tropics. You may be wondering, why didn't I talk about it? Well, meteorologist Jill Gilardi is going to be back after the break for a tropical update on Fiona, Gaston, and everything in between. And then we're still going to be tracking that heat over the next couple of days and let you know that next big things, like kind of a cold front be on the way. We'll check in again with Jill for Beyond the 7-Day, and we'll be right back.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
And being another set of eyes looking out for your kids and your family.
Getting to the bottom of health and billing issues that may be hidden in the fine print.
How events nationwide are affecting you here at home. WBRC Fox 6 is always here on your side, ready to help. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
These are your mornings, and Good Day Alabama is built to start them right. The only station staying local on all platforms all morning long. In your community, giving you a deeper perspective with the largest team dedicated to you. Showing new stories from overnight, helping you get through your day. With first alert weather and traffic, getting to the point, not wasting your time. These are your mornings. Prepare for a good day. Prepare with Good Day Alabama.
When moments turn severe, how do you find clarity?
This is your first alert from the WBRC Fox 6 weather team. We're with you as we prepare for this threat.
In a season of constant change, when you need to know first, when you need to prepare, only one team gives you the first alert wherever you are. A trusted team staying ahead of what's next in your neighborhood. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert Weather Team. Live, new, and on your side, beginning at 9 p.m. In a day filled with clutter and noise, WBRC Fox 6 News breaks down what you need to know before anyone else. With new updates, live and on the scene, answers for your money and your livelihood, with 6 on Your Side investigates. And your first alert for the hours and days ahead with the WBRC First Alert Weather Team. On your favorite platforms every night. WBRC Fox 6 News at 9 and 10. On your side.
And welcome back to First Alert Weather Extra. First Alert meteorologist Jill Gilardi here, and we're going to leave all of this segment to all about the tropics. A lot to cover, but before we get to what's actually happening right now, let's get into some statistics. And for that, we send it over to meteorologist Matt Daniel.
All right, the Atlantic's starting to get pretty active. We're monitoring a couple of systems, of course, Fiona out there. And of course, when we look at the hurricane activity by month, this is pretty common to see. September is usually the most active month of the year when it comes to the tropics and the Atlantic. October can also end up fairly busy, but once we get into early November, it really starts to decrease in activity, very similar to what you would see in June or July, where you might see 1 or 2 named storms, and that's about it. So I'd say we got another month and a half of active weather in the tropics, and then hopefully it will start to calm down as we go into November, and officially ends, of course, November 30th. Where are we when it comes to hurricane climatology? Well, as you can see, for September 15th, normally we would have 9 named storms, so we're a little below that going into September 22nd. So it's been a little bit on the quiet side, but once again, it only takes 1 named storm to cause some issues. What about when we normally see hurricanes? Well, usually by September 16th, we've seen about 4. So we've already seen about 2 to 3 hurricanes. So we're pretty close to that. We've already had 1 major hurricane. Of course, Fiona became a major hurricane. It has to be a category 3 or greater to be a major hurricane. So let's talk about those tropical cyclone stages once again, because we have some tropical waves that we're tracking that are going to likely evolve. So normally you get a tropical wave, starts to spin up an area of low pressure, still disorganized, but it has a closed off low, and winds are usually below 39 miles per hour. So when that happens, the National Hurricane Center will designate it as a tropical depression. Now, once that system starts to get better organized, the wind speeds begin to increase a little bit, the pressure begins to lower, and winds are at right around 39 to 73 miles per hour. that's when it becomes a tropical storm, and that's when it receives a name. And then, of course, when it sees winds up to 74 miles per hour or greater, it becomes a hurricane, becomes better organized, the pressure keeps dropping, and this is when you get some dangerous winds, extensive damage. And of course, with any of these systems, whether they're a tropical depression storm or hurricane, flooding is always a huge issue, just what we've been seeing with Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic over the past 2 to 3 days. And of course, if it becomes even stronger, a Category 3 or greater, we're talking about wind speeds of 115 or higher. That's when we call it a major hurricane. So far for this year, we've only had one of those, and of course that's Fiona. So here's a look at those scales, the Saffir-Simpson. That's what we use, and I know we show winds as the main thing, but of course when it comes to tropical activity, there's so many other elements that can cause some issues. Coastal flooding, storm surge, flash flooding within inland, heavy rain, of course, damaging wind speeds, and of course, the stronger the winds, the more catastrophic the storm can become, especially when it becomes a Cat 4 or Cat 5. Those are usually rare when they make landfall, but we've seen it happen over the past several years. Now, let's talk about that tropical wave. I will note temperatures in the Caribbean are very warm. We are watching that system that could make its way in there, and if you see red, that's where tropical conditions could be very favorable. And so notice the time track as we go into the end of this week, into this weekend. The Caribbean still showing those red colors, indicating very favorable conditions for development. So definitely need to watch the Caribbean as we go into the weekend and into early next week. And of course, we'll have plenty of updates on the tropics. All you have to do, download the WBRC First Alert Weather app. You can track Fiona and anything else that develops out there into the Atlantic. There's that QR code. Just scan it, and it's a free download, and you can get a lot of updates through there.
Thanks, Matt. Well, time for the official tropical update. So we have major hurricane Fiona, okay, we're seeing a clearly and well-defined eye about 25 miles across. So you're talking about that's where the only piece is with that storm. You get into this deep red area, those are all those thunderstorms wrapping around, and you can get very intense winds, even gusts up to 140 miles per hour. So you've got two main bands right around the eye and one stretching on the outskirt of the eastern side of the storm. A lot of lightning associated with that. So again, this is all moving to the north-northwest at about 8 miles per hour. What it's forecast to do is, again, it's moving over an area where the conditions are favorable, as Matt was showing you, and so we're going to see that strength go up to a Cat 4. So those winds will increase to 130 miles per hour. The pressure will drop some more. But you notice the track starts to change. So it starts to curve away. Fantastic news, right? And even better news, now Bermuda is not even included in the cone of uncertainty. So it's going to pass far enough to the west, thank goodness, because there'll be a Cat 4 at that point in time, that maybe they'll have some minor impacts, maybe tropical storm conditions, but not Cat 4 hurricane conditions as of right now. So that has been trending a little bit more west with time, and then it looks like you get up into parts of Canada as we go into the weekend. It will be gradually weakening at that point in time as well. So not only do we have Fiona, we have Gaston, and this is way out, as Lauren likes to call it. It's a fish storm, and it's the way it's going to remain. I mean, we're talking about basically in between two large land masses, and so we're going to be talking about this system staying over water, eventually strengthening a little bit more, but still being a tropical storm, and then kind of spinning around and again not impacting any land, probably just weaken over the north central Atlantic. Now is the other feature we're going to keep a close watch on, because data has been signaling that this thing could end up in the Gulf of Mexico. What we don't want, right? And the chance of development now has really ramped up as well. We're talking about, actually these numbers I need to update, 60% chance over the next 48 hours, 80% chance over the next 5 days that we could see this developing into a tropical depression, maybe a storm, maybe a hurricane. See, that's the part we don't know. How strong is this going to get, and where could it track? As we take a look at what the models are showing, you see that trend is definitely across the Caribbean, maybe towards Jamaica. But then if you continue the lines, say if we were to continue that forward with time, fortunately it does look like that chance of it ending up in the Gulf of Mexico is fairly high at this point in time, but there are a few outliers, still could turn. Again, a lot determines, where it tracks and how strong it is. So we're going to keep you updated on that, of course, right here on all of our platforms and, of course, on WBRC Fox 6 News. But we do have a lot more to talk about. We're going to be talking about, of course, more on the forecast. We got some changes ahead. Lauren has a couple of cold fronts to discuss, and I'll be going beyond the 7-day, showing you where this could end up, that tropical system. Much more after this break.
Remodeling a shower or bath can be tricky with gas prices up and tight monthly budgets. Cost is a real concern, but West Shore Home is helping homeowners get the shower bath they need right now. I'm joined by Kirsten from West Shore Home. And Kirsten, tell us, how is West Shore making bath remodeling affordable?
So Joe, for folks who want to get their bath or shower project done right now, we have a very special offer. We know that monthly budgets are a little bit tight right now, which is why we wanted to make this offer available to everyone. If they give us a call, we have 18 months of no payments and no interest financing. That means they can get their shower or bath done now and not have to make a payment for 18 full months.
So you're saying people can get their new shower bath installed right now and not have to worry about making any payments or paying any interest until 2024. That's really helpful.
Definitely. People love this plan because it allows them to be flexible with their finances.
Can we see some projects you've done recently?
Absolutely. So here's one where the homeowner wanted to replace their old fiberglass shower with something more new and modern. So we replaced it with a beautiful marble style shower with an easy low step entry and a beautiful shower door.
That is amazing. Perfect combination of safety and beauty.
It definitely is. So let's take a look at another one. These homeowners were struggling with mold and mildew from their old tile. They were tired of scrubbing. We were able to give them this beautiful new shower that is so much easier to clean. You can get a new shower or bath just like this when you call right now, and you won't have any interest or payments until 2024.
Kirsten, thanks so much. Folks, do not put off that shower or bath project any longer. West Shore Home is making it affordable to take care of that bath project right now. West Shore Home is extending this offer for 1 week only. Free installation on all shower and bath projects. And for a limited time, they're doing 18 months of flexible financing. That's no payments and no interest until early 2024. This is an offer you don't want to miss. Call the shower and bath experts at West Shore Home now.
Welcome back to Weather Extra. Wanted to start us off with this beautiful view of the sunset in downtown Tuscaloosa on our First Alert Sky Vision this evening. Across West Alabama, we've had clear skies, barely any clouds around, and in T-Town, still checking in at 90 degrees. So feeling the heat. And of course, when dew points are in the 70s, that means the humidity ain't all that great either. So our First Alert AccuTrack has been showing a couple of showers and storms across East Alabama today. Very isolated in nature, and now they have moved to the south of Rockford and Alexander City. So we're left with a fairly clean sweep on the radar for tonight. We don't expect any more storms around. You can see on our First Alert AccuTrack that we've got high pressure in control of the weather pattern. So when you see those blue H's on the weather map, typically means things are going to be relatively quiet. Of course, we've seen a couple of isolated showers and storms today. Rain chances, though, still looking low for tomorrow. We're talking a 10% chance or less of a stray shower. The big story for tomorrow and the first day of fall. Still going to be hot. Highs getting into the mid-90s. With the humidity, it could feel like the upper 90s, if not the triple digits at times. But hey, we'll still have plenty of sunshine in the forecast. And certainly wrapping up fall with some fall heat or some summer heat. Now, as we look ahead to the areas that we're going to be seeing this little drop in the humidity, that's going to be us here at home in central Alabama. So we'll still see that humidity running high for Wednesday and Thursday with dew points still in that muggy territory. But our next big thing is a front that's coming through late Thursday into Friday. That's going to bring some drier air. Now, what you're seeing here, that's not the actual air temperature. That's the dew point, which is measuring how much moisture is in the air. So when you get dew points down into the 40s and 50s, getting comfortable again. By Sunday, though, we'll see a little bit of moisture coming back in, and that's going to bring us another chance of rain. In the meantime, let's focus on this first little front that's going to come through. So right now, obviously, I probably didn't even have to put the word on the weather map. You just know it's muggy outside. Yeah, we get the picture. When's that drier air coming in? So if we put our muggy meter in motion, we see that next front sliding our way as we go into Thursday evening, and it will be bringing us that more comfortable air by Friday morning. So we always love to give you a positive first alert. How about it? Feeling good again on Friday. So just a 10% chance or less of a stray shower through Thursday, maybe a slightly better chance on Thursday because that front is going to come through and it can lift up that warm, moist air and create a few isolated thunder showers, but then much drier on Friday and Saturday with a better chance of rain for the latter half of the weekend. So in the meantime, before we get that better chance of rain on Sunday, you still need to take the time to water your lawns and gardens, any plants on your patio, because they're certainly going to be hurting for a little bit of moisture. And anyway, you got to do that in September because this is climatologically one of our drier months. So as far as that next rain chance over the weekend, let's look ahead to Saturday here. Saturday looking dry, still feeling the effects of that less humid air. But as we go into Sunday, we begin to see another front approaching from the northwest. And so that's going to help to bring in a few showers and storms. It looks like that best time frame right now would be the afternoon and evening hours on Sunday, potentially clearing out as we get into Monday morning. So as far as that 7-day forecast, I know fall just around the corner and we're ready to feel that less humid air again. I can promise you it'll be here by Friday morning, but definitely Thursday morning, still going to be feeling a little toasty outside. And certainly during the afternoon hours with highs getting into the mid-90s. By Friday and Saturday, whether you're going to be watching some high school or college football, you're going to feel that crispness in the air, especially during the morning hours, of course, heating back up into the afternoons. And then as we get into Sunday, we'll track some afternoon showers and thunderstorms back in the forecast. Now on Sunday, not everyone is guaranteed to see rain, but I would just make sure you got the First Alert weather app with you to track any storms that are around. The question is, past early next week, what's happening? Do we need to focus on the tropics? So we're going to check back in with meteorologist Jill Gilardi. Jill, have you been seeing anything beyond the 7-day, apart from the elephant in the room that's going on in the tropics right now?
I think of Home Alone when he puts that aftershave on his face. Yeah, the screaming face. Yeah, you may react that way when you see this. Of course, it is one model and one model run. It is showing a potential hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico, but this is not something, we're posted on social media, anything like that. Again, what we've been seeing with the European model and also the GFS is an indication of this. But when we look at the ensembles of those two models, they're like, not really much going on. We'll watch it. Maybe a little low pressure stuff. So again, we have to wait till everything comes together before we jump the gun with this. But certainly we want you to pay attention if you have interest in the Gulf, because there is this possibility. We can't rule it out. Doesn't mean that this would be exactly how it would pan out. So again, there could be a system in the Gulf of Mexico as we head towards the end of the month. And there's that possibility as we get into, next Friday, there could be some sort of landfall again if it were to develop and pan out like this. So again, that is one solution we don't like, we're not a fan of, and hopefully that doesn't happen and we don't have to worry about anything. So again, we're waiting for all the models to kind of come to an agreement, and right now they aren't showing all that. Now, there is an indication with some tropical moisture on the rise that above average precipitation is going to develop across Florida. We'll see if we get into some of that as we go beyond the 7-day. And then in terms of the heat, well, it looks like it might back off a little bit. When you have more rain and clouds, things like that, you can obviously see the temperature a little bit cooler. So below average forecast for the Northeast versus the upper Midwest, it's going to get very hot again. And in terms of humidity, again, if we match up the model that was showing that potential hurricane in the Gulf and we match it up with the future dew point temperature forecast, you can see again it goes for maybe comfortable conditions, 28th, 29th, and then the 30th. You can see with that circulation would increase the humidity, especially east of the center. And then as we get past the 1st or so, then a cold front might scoop that system up and allow us to see some drier, cooler air in here. And since we're talking about fall, we're going to get an explanation of the autumnal equinox, a countdown to many other things other than fall with Mickey Ferguson after this break.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
These are your mornings, and Good Day Alabama is built to start them right. The only station staying local on all platforms all morning long. Prepare for a good day. Prepare with Good Day Alabama.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
How events nationwide are affecting you here at home.
WBRC Fox 6 is always here on your side, ready to help. This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
In a season of constant change, when you need to know first, when you need to prepare, only one team gives you the first alert. A trusted team staying ahead of what's next in your neighborhood. Stay alert. Stay with the First Alert Weather Team.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
Being another set of eyes looking out for your kids and your family.
This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
Live, new, and on your side. Beginning at 9 p.m., WBRC Fox 6 News breaks down what you need to know before anyone else on your favorite platforms every night. WBRC Fox 6 News at 9 and 10. On your side.
When 6 on Your Side investigates, the issues that directly impact you matter most to us.
That's why we're getting answers on rising prices and how you can save some money.
This is why 6 on Your Side investigates.
How will the weather impact your roads? The First Alert Weather app has live traffic updates and road conditions for a safer commute. This is why we First Alert.
WBRC Fox 6 News. On your side.
Welcome back to Weather Extra. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Before we wrap up tonight, we're going to check in with Mickey Ferguson, who is helping us count down to fall.
Hey, let's start out to the countdown to fall. You know, that's in 2 days from now, the autumnal equinox. And then we've got Halloween in 40 days from now. Thanksgiving, my favorite holiday, is 64 days away. Now, we do have the autumnal equinox. That's basically when daylight and darkness, those periods, are basically the same all across the earth. So you got an equal amount of daylight and darkness. Equinox means equal night. That's where that comes from. And we have one in the fall. We also have one in the spring. We also have the summer solstice. It's the longest period of daylight for the year. The winter solstice is the shortest period of daylight. And the days keep getting shorter and shorter until we get to that winter solstice. All right, so here is the Alabama State Fair forecast for the last day of summer, and it certainly is going to feel like it with temperature readings up to about 93 degrees tomorrow. If you want to go to the Alabama State Fair, the humidity level's still down a little bit, but the temperature's up to 93 degrees. Sunglasses, a hat, something like that to keep that heat and sunshine off of you. Record highs, we're not quite reaching those, even though it's getting very warm this week as we get into Thursday. The hottest temperatures recorded on tomorrow is 98 degrees. That was set back in 2010. 99 degrees for Tuscaloosa in 1955. We'll have to ask Fred about that one. 97 degrees into Anniston, set back in the mid-50s as well. So record highs for September 22nd, the first day of fall that we're experiencing. 100 back in the 20s, 99 into Tuscaloosa, 98 in Anniston, set back in 1955 as well. The mid-50s, that was a pretty hot day. Pretty hot time in the old town. If you want weather on the go, it's right there available to your fingertips. Free download on the First Alert Weather app. Check it out and share a picture with us on your last day of summer and first day of fall.
Oh, I'm going to text Fred as soon as we're done to let him know about Mickey's low blow. In the meantime, I know we are all excited about fall. We want those pumpkin spice vibes back. Well, how about Phoebe here, already in hoodie weather mode? So I know Phoebe's getting real excited because she heard, hey, the First Alert Weather Team said there's another front coming. It'll be here Friday, so Phoebe, I don't know, unless you're just trying to sauna it up over there, may want to ditch the hoodie for now. But certainly you can have a hoodie as we get into Saturday morning, then you'll want to ditch it an hour later. If you have any photos of your pets, the weather, you know we love to see them on the First Alert Weather app. In the meantime, it's still going to be hot. Sorry, Phoebe. We've got highs in the mid-90s through Thursday, but then a front comes through Thursday night, and that's going to set us us up for some low 60s, even some 50s as we get into Friday and Saturday morning. The question is, once we get past the weekend, of course, we have a few showers and storms possible on Sunday. What's going to be happening into the middle of next week? We got to be watching the tropics, but I'll have a tropical update for you and an update on your local forecast coming up tonight on First at 9. I'm meteorologist Lauren Linehan. Have a safe and happy Tuesday evening.